In the fall of 1998, 3 young men shared a small apartment while attending Bible college. They had come from different parts of the world, but shared the same dream: to become ministers. Jacob was from Mississippi, Miguel was from Mexico, and Daniel was from Trinidad. At first, they were inseparable. They studied together, prayed together, and spent late nights discussing scripture. But Daniel was different. One evening, while they sat around the kitchen table, Daniel began talking about his childhood. "In some villages back home," he said quietly, "people still practice black magic. If someone hates you enough, they pay a witch doctor to curse you." Jacob laughed nervously. "Miguel did not," Daniel continued. "They say a spirit comes, half man, half horse. It visits the person being cursed." The room fell silent. "Did you ever see it?" Miguel asked. Daniel stared at the table. "When I was a boy, I heard it outside my grandmother's house." No one spoke after that. A few weeks later, strange things began happening. Daniel started losing patches of hair. At first, it was a small bald spot, then another, and another. His personality began changing too. The friendly young man they had known became angry and suspicious. Small disagreements turned into explosive arguments. He accused Jacob of talking behind his back. He accused Miguel of trying to make him fail his classes. Sometimes he would sit alone in the dark living room, staring at nothing. Other times they would hear him talking in his room when nobody was there. One night, Jacob woke up to find Daniel standing motionless in the hallway, just standing, staring. When Jacob asked if he was okay, Daniel slowly turned and walked away without answering. Things got worse. The apartment felt different, heavy, cold, oppressive. Miguel started having nightmares. Jacob couldn't sleep. Even their professors noticed Daniel's behavior changing. Then came the night none of them would ever forget. Jacob and Miguel shared a bedroom. Around 2:30 in the morning, Miguel woke to a strange sound. At first, he thought it was someone knocking. Then he realized it sounded like chanting. Low, rhythmic, coming from outside. Miguel sat upright. The chanting continued, over and over, in a language he didn't recognize. He looked across the room. Jacob was still asleep. The sound grew louder. Miguel slowly walked to the window. The blinds were closed. The chanting stopped. Silence. His hand trembled as he reached for the cord. Then he pulled the blinds open. What he saw froze the blood in his veins. Standing beneath the apartment's only streetlight was a towering figure. Its body looked human. Its head resembled a horse. Its eyes glowed like burning coals. Long black arms stretched almost to its knees, and its mouth moved as it chanted, slowly, relentlessly. The creature lifted its head and looked directly at Miguel. Miguel screamed. Jacob shot out of bed. "What happened?" Miguel pointed at the window. But when Jacob looked, the parking lot was empty. Nothing was there. Miguel was shaking so badly, he could barely speak. "It was the thing Daniel told us about." The next morning, they found Daniel collapsed on the floor of his room. He looked exhausted, terrified, and for the first time in months, he was crying. Through tears, he finally confessed. Before leaving Trinidad, a family member had become angry with him for becoming a Christian. That person had gone to a practitioner of black magic and threatened to place a curse on him. Daniel thought it was nonsense. But after arriving at Bible college, the nightmares began. Then the anger. Then the hatred. Then the voices. "I don't feel like myself anymore," he whispered. "I'm afraid." That night, the 3 roommates did something simple. They prayed, not dramatic prayers, not shouting, not trying to impress anyone. Just 3 frightened young men asking Jesus for help. For hours, they read scripture aloud. They spoke of Christ's victory. They reminded one another that darkness does not have authority over those who belong to him. Around midnight, the atmosphere in the apartment suddenly changed. The heaviness lifted. The fear disappeared. And for the first time in months, Daniel smiled. The nightmares stopped. The rage vanished. His hair slowly began growing back. The strange voices never returned, and neither Jacob nor Miguel ever saw the creature again. Years later, all three men entered ministry, but whenever they reunited, they always talked about that apartment and about the night Miguel opened the blinds, because whatever stood beneath that streetlight was terrifying. Yet the lesson they learned was greater than the fear. Darkness may threaten, it may intimidate, it may even convince you that it is powerful, but the light of Christ has never lost a battle, and it never will.